All right, guys. We've got a hot show, a piping hot show with lots of tea to talk about tonight, guys, because The Flash absolutely disappointed at the box office. And listen, it's what we've been talking about for a couple weeks now. This controversy, that plus the stain really that DC has left on the box office negatively, the public perception. Listen, guys, this to have a tent pole hero like underperform like this, barring controversy, again, I don't support that. But to have a tent pole movie underperform this way is absolutely unacceptable for DC. Like it's let's just say this, it's looking bleak for the future and it's looking harder than we thought, to be honest with you, for Safran and Gunn. Because this, again, this is right outside your big three. That you got Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, in no order. That's your trinity. But then to have right outside, Flash, Green Lantern, Aquaman, to have right outside that one of those tent poles miss, that's a big miss. That's a big miss. But guys, we have a lot more to talk about tonight, and I am so excited to do it with my boy, my co-host, Loretto. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good evening. It's so nice to be here on time, on the dot, ready to go. Last week was not my favorite time to be stuck in traffic, but it's been a wonderful day. I got my nap in, and we got a lot to break down, man. I got my spectacles on, matching
Yeah, I had to
media.
match you when you had the specs. I was like, shit, I gotta get on Lowe's game right quick. But Joe-san, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Novice Cinephile Mike in the house.
What's up,
And
Mike?
Laser, thanks for pulling up earlier, friend. Thank you so much. We'll see you on
We
the
appreciate
replay.
you, Laser.
But man, we got to get started, guys. We are actually going to do a special 1 to 10 this time. I'm sorry in advance, Lo. I'm so sorry. We're going to do
What
a
are we gonna
special
do?
1 to 10, guys. Please join us down in the comments. We are going to rate the entire DCEU 1 to 10, every single one. We're going chronological order, and we are including Peacemaker. But I promise you, I won't be long-winded with every response, so we can get through this in a timely manner. So I apologize in advance. But we're going to start off with Man of Steel. Law, I'm going to go to you first, man. 1 to 10. How do you feel about Man of Steel?
So this actually improved over time. I didn't love it when it initially came out in what was it 2013?
Yeah,
So
2013. I'm going to say, 2013.
yeah, so I didn't love it, and even on a rewatch like later, I didn't love it. But then I rewatched it kind of more from a not like an analytical lens of like, oh, how does this compare to the Christopher Reeve and how does this fit in with I just watched it as a film, kind of like Zack Snyder. I think he was trying to emulate like the Batman Begins style of Christopher Nolan, and I know Christopher
Yeah.
Nolan was helping produce Man of Steel initially, and that was a big
I
deal.
think he wrote, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he
Didn't he
helped
do?
with the story
Yeah, he did the
initially. I
story.
think he had a
Yeah.
story credit, but the thing is that first half of that film, it really feels like that. Like Zack Snyder really nails that grounded vibe and that Batman Begins vibe, and I love the first half. It's just when when Zod and his crew comes down and it gets a little CG heavy with the action, it kind of loses me a little bit. But all that being said, I actually really like Man of Steel. I'm at a 9. I have on Letterboxd. I have a 4.5. In my most recent review, I actually really enjoyed it.
To do all that talk and then come to a 9.
Yeah,
Wait.
no, man,
You
because
sounded like you was pulling up to like a hard 5 or something.
no, so just to illustrate, the first half was like a 10 to me. And then I still have issues with the
Okay.
third act, but it's really well acted. I love Henry Cavill as a character, even though he's a little bit more somber. And I love Kevin Costner as Pa Kent, Lawrence Fishburne, of course.
Kevin
So
Costner is great. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of
really
things to love. And Diane Lane. I love Diane Lane as Ma Kent too. So
great. Guys, remember, join us down in the comments for
man, you almost forgot. We gotta kick it off right, man.
Right. We gotta kick it off right. Okay, Man of Steel. I'm gonna be real, guys. When I first saw it, I probably would have said 3 out of 10. I know, I get it. Man of Steel, right? I get it. But like, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Give you a little perspective. Superman was never my favorite of the Justice League. My favorite has always been Green Lantern, followed by the Flash, several others, then Superman. So I'm not trying to say I'm a Superman hater or anything, but even to me, somebody who grew up with Superman the animated series and the original Superman, Superman 2, 3, 4, which we do not talk about, Quest for Peace, but growing up with Christopher Reeve, having seen and gotten used to that Superman, I felt like this was not that at all. And I was really wanting like the big blue Boy Scout Superman, the Superman that shows up, saves the day type of deal. And I just didn't get that vibe from this. Now, I did go back and rewatch it, and I will say I really like the first flight scene a lot. Like, I think the first flight scene is crazy good. And I'm with you, dude. It feels to me as if there are two different movies going on. But I actually will say I like the Zod stuff a lot. I think that Zack Snyder films very exciting action sequences. So I actually really do like the Zod stuff. But I do think there's a little too much damage and destruction. And you're supposed to be Superman, bro. And I just think Henry didn't really get a great and fair chance to do so. I don't think there's a lot of hopeful feeling moments. I think there are some, but just I wanted Superman to feel more hopeful, more boastful, like more just I don't know, like I said, the big blue Boy Scout type of personality that like come to save the day. I didn't feel that from Man of Steel, Cavill and Man of Steel. Funny enough, I did feel that in Justice League when he showed up, but we'll get to that later. Man of Steel, I'm gonna, after a rewatch, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. I know 5 out of 10, coming in hot.
I actually forgot. Shouts out Russell Crowe, because I love the beginning. I love everything during Krypton. Russell Crowe is great as Jor-El.
Amazing. You know what? I did not mention Batman. Batman is my number 3. But yes, I do have Green Lantern and Flash.
Mike's calling you out.
Sorry. I do. I'm sorry. Listen, I love Green Lantern, man. Like, I just personally, I'm not gonna say it popularity wise, but personally, I got Green Lantern and Flash above. Sorry.
I respect that. No, I mean, not everybody has to love Batman, you know. So
dude, Batman's great. Easy number 3 for me. All right, let's move on to BVS. We're doing the theatrical, guys. We're not doing the ultimate cut. I'm gonna be real with you. I have not rewatched the theatrical, and I'll just go ahead and say it. BVS is like a solid 4 out of 10 for me. The theatrical cut, what a kick in the shin, man. Like, I've just felt like I wanted to show up, and I thought there was going to be a completely different movie than what I got. Sorry, regardless of how people feel, I did not like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex. I thought he was horrid. That is not Lex Luthor. That is easily some Joker knockoff or something. Did not like that. Batman and Superman stopped fighting because of Martha. And I know that everybody feels that way, but I have to join the crowd and agree. I hated that was the motive to get them to stop fighting.
I mean,
I also thought in the movie, of the theatrical at least, Superman has legitimately no reason to even hate on Batman. None.
Right.
And I was like, okay, so Superman is just stopping dude's car, doing all this stuff. What is his motives to be against Batman? What are the motives here? And there were none in that theatrical cut. They cut all of Superman stuff. Let me just be honest. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I could go all day, but 4 out of 10, man. 4 out of 10. Honestly, on a bad day, 3.
I was gonna say, it's really hard for me nowadays to separate myself from the Ultimate Edition, which I do enjoy. I think the Ultimate Edition fleshes out some things, not perfectly,
especially
but
Lois's character too.
Yeah, it fleshes things out a lot better than the theatrical. But to go back to that, you know, even the Martha thing, like, I hated it initially, but I think they could have wrote it better. It just comes off so clunkily when you watch it the first time. And
all he had to say was, I have to save my mom or something. And that could have easily triggered Batman the same exact way.
Well, and what's funny is he could have said that before the fist started flying too. But anyways,
that's my biggest problem with the entire battle is I'm like, he could have flown over and been like, hey man, Lex wants us to fight. My mom's chained up. Really? Sorry.
I think my main thing with BVS, the theatrical cut, is besides the fact that it's clunkily put together with missing story elements that the Ultimate Edition provides, I think it's just doing too much. Again, it's an overbloated film that jams in Doomsday for no reason and the death of Superman, and then tries to do the dawn of justice with Wonder Woman and the meta humans on the computer, and it was just doing way too much. And like you said, I don't like the motivations, and they didn't even explain the motivations very well in the film. So to be honest, I'm actually kind of at a 4 for you, like with you, but I'm gonna give it one more point because that damn Batman sequence is so freaking cool. Like I can rewatch that all day. So I'll give it
that warehouse scene is what you're talking about.
Yes, I love and honestly, also I love Jeremy Irons as Alfred. I kind of wish he was in a better movie because he's such a great Alfred, and I love his chemistry with Ben Affleck too.
Oh, we got Save Martha in the comments from Tyler.
Hey.
Why did you say that name?
Why did you say that name? That's what everybody remembers.
Novice Cinephile, 2 out of 10. BB mess.
I thought we were being
mean. You're right, though. The stuff on the computer, all that. Come on, man. They didn't have to shoehorn all that in the movie. Even Wonder Woman, all that, the Doomsday.
She didn't need to be in the movie at all.
No.
Like, that was just...
At all.
And the Doomsday thing felt so forced. Like,
it really did. Hey, what's going on, Laser? Welcome back.
What's up, Laser?
What's up, Andrew? Good to see you, man. But yeah, we're just going through 1 to 10 every DCEU film, and now we are headed to Suicide Squad, David Ayer. Lo, I'm gonna pass it to you, man. What you think? 1 to 10.
Oh God, where do I start? So, hey, I mean, no offense. I mean, minus the fact that they sexualized the hell out of her. Like, let's have Harley Quinn and dress in front of all the prison guards. I thought Margot was cool as Harley. I liked Will Smith as Deadshot. I liked the cameo with Bruce Wayne. That was pretty cool. Seeing Ben Affleck interact with Deadshot. But other than that, it was possibly one of the worst iterations of Joker ever put to screen. I didn't think he was cool. I didn't think he was funny. I didn't think he was menacing. I just hated everything about that Joker. There was some elements of the team that I liked, but it was really, really sloppily put together as well. Enchantress was kind of a letdown. There wasn't a lot of stakes or emotions built behind that. Oh, she's the bad guy, and I don't know. It's a mess. It's a hot mess, and it's hard to get through. It's really hard to watch. Like I find it really dull, to be honest. I'm at a 4 with this one.
MJ here says they missed a chance with Jeffrey D. Morgan as Thomas Wayne.
Love that casting choice.
Yeah, right. It's like, oh, what a choice. What's going on, T3 Medias? Good to see you. Out of 10. Okay, so the Suicide Squad. Excuse me. Let me not add the to that. Suicide Squad, David Ayer. It really does feel like a trailer company edited this movie, and that is because they did. And everybody's getting these weird intros, all these weird storylines colliding together. You got the main villain hula dancing, summoning these parademons and such. I don't know, man. Enchantress was terrible. Yeah. I mean, the CGI used on all that looked like horrendous. I was like, listen, man. And to have the gall to come out with the Flash and that CGI is a mess. I'm like, y'all didn't come on now. It's been what, six-ish movies or something? Come on. But now horrible. I agree with you. The objectification of Harley Quinn just feels icky. It's too much too. It was squeezed in one movie. The whole Rick Flag reveal was really badly timed, I thought. What a weird, odd story decision right in the middle of the story to just be like, right. Oh, this is my wife, by the way. I'm like,
yeah.
I thought that was really weird. I liked Will as Deadshot as well. That's about it. And then guess what, man? I'm gonna have to say this, bro. This is easily a flat out for me. For me, y'all, a 1 out of 10.
Ooh. I think that's the first one I've ever heard you give out, bro.
Horrible. This movie is absolutely horrendous.
I think I'm being too nice.
One time. I watched it. I want to change my score. Bro. one time. And no, I watched it twice. One more time, and I was like, I will not watch this again. Nope.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I need to drop my score, man. I think I'll drop it to like a 2 because I agree. I have no interest in watching it again either. Like, there's no
Zero
rewatchability
interest.
there. Like,
It's just a mess. It's like the fact that they go on this whole suicide mission and all this stuff, and then the dude's just basically springboards on them, like, oh, by the way, this is my wife. Oh, yeah, we're going to hero up because of that. And I was like, y'all were just about to ditch out on this. I
hey,
can't.
that scene where Diablo was like, oh, well, you guys are like my family. I didn't feel that at all.
At
I was
all,
like,
bro.
yo, where did you guys get this connection from?
Right. I was like, I didn't think y'all were friends. I mean, that must have went over my head, I guess. But
right, like where was the connection? And then oh my god, I feel bad. We didn't even talk about what's the samurai girl's name?
oh,
Like she was cool, but I mean, I just felt like she was in the wrong movie.
not Shatterstar. That's Deadpool 2. Y'all let us know in the comments.
But yeah, she was cool. I like her. I'm never gonna watch it again. So
yeah. Oh man, Mike said 2 out of 10. Andrew H 3 out of 10. They should have rebooted after this. Honestly, if they would have just cut the cord, reboot, that would have been a good idea, I think.
oh, like completely reboot the DCU after that. Yeah.
Yep.
Katana, there it is. Thank you, Josan.
Thank you.
Yeah, she was cool, but she was too cool for this movie.
Uh-oh.
Nah, don't start, Tyler.
I don't want no haircut now. We don't want no haircut.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
We don't want to see Will Smith and Margot Robbie's characters like being all weird together.
Well, I was gonna say, don't they have like an intimate like moment or something like that?
Yeah, and his cut. I was like, I think I'm good, bro. But we're gonna keep the train rolling here. We're gonna go right into Wonder Woman, which so we talked about rebooting. I'm glad they didn't because of this movie. I thought this movie actually did bring them some type of win. I mean, box office wise, movie meaning wise, the way that it has impacted superhero cinema is just it is like gravitational what it has done for superhero cinema, and just female warriors, female characters across all media. This has very much opened a lot of doors. This has started a lot of uphill climbs here. So I love it for its impact. And not only just that, I did love Gal Gadot. Y'all know I love her, but still in this role, I think she feels natural. I think she's great. I like her and Chris Pine together a lot. I think Chris Pine's Steve Trevor is great in this. Like, I think he's honestly one of the best out of the like kind of love interest. Jesus, he's like one of the best love interests. But this love Wonder Woman is my number 2, right behind the Suicide Squad. I'm going with I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 on Wonder Woman. Toss it to you, man.
Yeah, man. Patty Jenkins hit this out of the park, which is why it was so disappointing to see 1984, which we'll talk about later. But I mean, I think my only issue story-wise was there's a lot of parallels to Captain America: First Avenger.
Oh, for sure.
But I mean, despite that, though, I mean, the No Man's Land sequence alone elevates this film to a whole nother level. That's really one of the most iconic comic book moments ever, in my opinion. It's great. I love what it stands for. I love the fact that No Man's Land is like a metaphor, and the fact that this invincible woman is standing up to the Nazis. Like, hell yeah, like just everything about that.
I would even argue. I would even fair to say it's one of the best in cinematic history, modern cinema history.
I mean, also shouts out to the AMC theaters Nicole Kidman ad.
Yes,
putting
exactly.
I
was just about to say that
on the silver screen, and you see Gal with her gauntlet. But yeah, and also the Themyscira, seeing that world was really cool, and the Amazonians, seeing them on the big screen was amazing. My only issue is that final battle is so ugly.
Yeah, look at G. Colby with the same.
Oh, there you go. Hey, me and Colby on the same wavelength, man. Man, look, I was so excited for David Thewlis as Ares, but that look was not it. And they also made him so OP. It was like, God, like he can just do anything, can't he? It was just like too much. And minus the third act, I'm at a solid 8. It would have been a 10 if it wasn't for the third act. So
would have been a 10 for me as well without that third act. I 100% agree with you guys. The CGI monster repetitive theme that they use here is very strange to me. I don't know why most of their movies retreat to this weird CGI mess at the very end. I'm like, look at Captain America Winter Soldier. Look at all the MCU movies that do not end on that beat. It's very fucking odd that they keep ending with this weird big CGI monster thing that happens. Like it's like Black Adam, the literal devil himself, basically. I was just like, what again?
I feel like DC has this thing where they want everything to be so grand and epic, but it's like you can end a film on a more minor note as long as it has stakes and emotion. Like you don't have to have such a grand scale ending. Like,
and I know that it did have a CGI ending, but think of Shang-Chi versus his father. Like that type of gravity could end the film. And it's just like, for whatever reason, DC always retreats. My favorite thing about Black Adam, you know what? We'll get to that later. Let's keep on moving. We're gonna go. We just have a lot.
I was say we got a lot of movies to get through.
Yeah, Justice League. I'm gonna be quick. 3 out of 10, bro. Terrible.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. This one is like a 2 for me. I think the biggest thing was the second we see Superman on a camera phone, I knew we were in for something bad.
What kind of intro is that?
I couldn't figure out what was wrong with his face. I was like, yo, there's something wrong with his face. And he's like laughing and stuff. And I was like, okay, there's definitely something wrong with his face. And it just put me off like almost the whole movie. I was just, I'm at a 2. Yeah, it's hard to watch. I will never revisit either. No interest in revisiting. It's just a sloppily put together movie that Joss Whedon surprisingly didn't help.
Nope. They thought, and they wanted Avengers so bad that they went out and got the Avengers director. Come on. They should have rebooted here too. FYI, 2 out of 10. Oh, 7 out of 10 for Wonder Woman, 8 out of 10 for Mike, and then 9 out of 10 for Andrew. But yeah, Justice League, easy 3 out of 10. Mess. Absolute mess.
Oh, the only saving grace I would say is J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon. Great. And also using the Batman score, that was pretty cool.
That was cool. Also, I did like Superman and using the Superman theme as well.
Yes, like that was cool. Tight. But yeah, everything else, I could barely fucking remember what happened.
Flash was a coward and shit. I was just like, this is dumb.
And then didn't we have like a bat spider machine thing? I don't know.
Yeah, or something. And then he like the whole like the Flash like falls into Wonder Woman's chest and
it's my
stupid. I'm like,
oh yeah,
come on, dude.
And it was like it wasn't even Gal's body, jokes. Right?
Wasn't it was a body double because she
didn't want to film that scene.
She's like, nope. Don't blame her. That was stupid. Dumb. But we will quickly move on here to Aquaman, which for whatever reason I got 2 banners for. But Aquaman, actually, I don't rewatch. I actually really liked Aquaman. I ended up moving it up in my rankings. Originally, I think I had it sort of low, not too low, but like a little down there. But I really like Aquaman. I think it's actually a little bit more rewatchable. I like that James Wan really brought his style into the direction. You can feel the horror elements that he really imbued into the movie, and I really like that. And I think this is our best time seeing Jason Momoa as Aquaman to date. I thought, wow, okay, in his own movie, he was awesome. I had this like love-hate with the dude, bro, that was in Justice League. I was like, come on. But then when he got to his own movie, he got serious. We really saw into Arthur's perspective. I really liked the movie a lot. I'm going with a 7.5 out of 10. There's a couple issues. That second act drags a little bit when they're going through the desert and all that. That's a little bit of the drag. And some of the CGI looked a little messy. We finished again with another big CGI monster. But anyway, well, no, it was him versus Orm at the end of the day. So that was a decent last battle, actually.
What's funny is they went the MCU route. It was like, face your exact nemesis. The water guy that's just like you, pretty much.
Yeah, the water dude with the other trident.
But hey, hot take alert incoming. This is actually my favorite favorite DCEU film.
Oh,
Everything you said, Leo, but times 10, minus what's her face. Fantastic cast. We got Willem Dafoe, Nicole Kidman, Tamura Morrison,
yeah, for real,
and
loaded.
the second Nicole Kidman starts tearing up shop in the house, and we get that 360 camera like spin on her spear or whatever it was, I was
Yes.
like, yo, James Wan is doing this. And what's his name? Yahya Abdul as
Oh,
Manta.
he was great. Yeah, I
my.
completely forgot about him. He was
And
great.
then look, I mean, I know it. I agree with you, Leo. It does kind of sog in the middle, but it's just seeing the desert, seeing the trench. Like we went on an adventure, and I
We did.
love that. And Patrick Wilson, I thought was great. I love the world
Oh, yeah.
building. There's
And
so many.
Atlantis looked good. Like
Yes.
Atlantis looked awesome.
I think in the DCU, this is one of the better CG films. I mean, I know there's some issues here and there, like the young face on the Jason Momoa kid, but most of the film looks pretty good, and I think this is one of the better looking films in the DCU. So this is actually my number one DCU film, guys. Hot take.
Oh, snap.
Some people, well, I mean, I feel like some people get at me crazy because of it, but I love Aquaman. I think it's great. I'm actually worried because I know the sequel's getting like shitted on, but you know, fingers crossed. We'll see.
Fingers crossed, man. I hope Aquaman 2 could be good because I'm a little worried about that one. But we are moving right into Shazam. Shazam's good. Shazam's real good. I wouldn't call it my favorite DCEU film. I'm not going to call it my least favorite. I had a lot of fun watching that first one. I thought that, I mean, the magic of him turning into Shazam and that gag. And I thought Zach Levi was actually funny in this. I didn't think he was like annoying like he was in the second one. He was overstaying his welcome. But in this one, he was actually really funny. And I thought he was real fun. And I really enjoyed Shazam, the first one. I'm going with the 7.5 for this one as well. I think that is really fun. It's a lot of Zach Levi's great. The kid who plays Freddy, Jack Dylan Grazer, he's just gotten better and better, but he was really like the shining point of that movie as well. I was like, I think this kid's got a lot of charisma. I know Billy's that's not Billy Batson's personality, but I was like, I almost want him to be Billy Batson. But anyway, liked him a lot. Even his chemistry with Asher Angel, really good, super fun. But I'm not rushing back to watch that one. Oh, also Dr. Savannah, great. Mark Strong was awesome. But yeah, fun time, but not one I'm rushing back to see. It wasn't just like this. It wasn't like Wonder Woman or the Suicide Squad where I'm like, yeah, I'm going back, man. Like, nah. It was entertaining. It was fun, but it wasn't just like the best DCEU movie. But how about you?
Hey, Mike, I pretend that song doesn't exist. So it's literally erased from my memory banks. And the fact that you brought it up, I'm a little bit upset right now, Mike. But, look,
man.
Here's my thing with Shazam. Like you said, Leo, it's really fun. And for once, I actually thought Zachary Levi was actually pretty funny. I thought all the bits were funny, but I also felt like it felt like a novelty, like the whole, hey, film me, I'm a superhero, and like doing this, like he's flossing, and it almost felt like gimmicky in a way. But the biggest thing about Shazam is the heart it has, because like Tyler says, the most evil person in the DCU was Billy's mom, and that
for real,
that scene hit me like a ton of bricks. And also, I like the character design on the demon things, the demon statues, whatever they call the 7 demons. The creature design was cool, man. It almost had like a horror thing going on because David F. Sandberg, his big film was Lights Out.
Lights Out, yeah.
He's a horror guy, so I love the horror elements. Mark Strong, of course, is awesome. Solid 6.5, but just like you, Leo, I don't find myself thinking like, I want to rewatch Shazam. Not really my thing to go back to. So
kind of just like, see, Mike's at a 7 out of 10. We got some 8 out of 10s here from Andrew, 9 out of 10 from Joe-san. Okay. All right. G. Colby got an 8 out of 10. Tyler, I just need to see Shazam finally fight the caterpillar.
What?
The caterpillar.
Is that one of his big bets?
Yeah, remember that post credit? He's in it, and then he's in the Fury of the Gods one as well. And it's like, okay,
oh man, see, you guys are way too into this. Like, I totally forgot about that.
Ooh. All right, well, we'll get to the next one. We're gonna go with the Birds of Prey. It feels weird. I thought this one came after Wonder Woman 84, but it's before. It was like before the pandemic, like right as the pandemic happened. So, but Birds of Prey. Time for my hot take. This is my fourth favorite in the DCEU. I actually really enjoyed this. I thought Margot Robbie got to be Harley Quinn in a way that she could really respect and admire the character. Like, I really liked that Kathy Yan did this in a way that we could actually enjoy this character. It wasn't just this objectification and stuff. It was like, okay, this is actual her getting this band of awesome super chicks together was super cool. I liked it a lot. I thought it was colorful. I thought it was fun. I liked the music. Bop. I liked it, man. I liked like everything about it. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, the entire cast, man. I really need to see Journey Smollett more. I feel like she just kind of fell off. It's unfortunate. Like she had the Lovecraft Country with problematic majors. And now it's like, okay, she just kind of fell off because they were going to do a Black Canary show, but now they're rebooting. I guess not, but she was great, man. I'm going to give it an 8.5, y'all. Burn me at the stake. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. I know.
Hey, I was going to say, I mean, minus the fact that Jocelyn hit this on the nose, it's basically girl Deadpool, but I like that take,
by the way. Great.
I like that take. I've never cared so much more for a breakfast sandwich than when Harley described it and then dropped it. Like, I was so engaged with all that. Ewan McGregor's fun, but I think my main thing is, again, I don't find myself running back to this picture, but
really?
I had a lot of fun with it. I really like the choreography, especially in the final act when the girls are kind of doing their thing together, and that scene's really well choreographed. Harley's got her hammer, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead just killing it as Huntress. Like, she was the MVP for me. She was just, and I love that her character was like really deadpan, but she also has like a tragic backstory. There's a lot of like elements to her that I just I loved, but then they also like made her a little bit funny because she was so like robotic almost, and I thought she was great. Yeah, Journey Smollett. I mean, God, where are you? Come back to us. Like, she's
come
great.
back, please come back.
Yeah, man, I'm at a solid 8 for Birds of Prey. It's pretty high on my list too. I don't see why people hate so much.
Looks like no love for Black Mask. Ewan as Black Mask did dirty. I liked him. I thought he worked. And also another example of not getting this mega CGI final battle. Like,
if
we
anything,
just got to get a dude in a mask.
Now that I'm remembering, it was a little bit anticlimactic, and I thought it was weird for them to just kill him off, because isn't Black Mask pretty prominent in the Batman universe?
Yeah, and he just kind of got clocked off. Like, I was like,
yeah, they just wasted him. So
yeah, it was a little bit of a waste. So I see where the perspective comes for that, because it's like they just kind of tossed him off the like, she just straight up boop.
Man, Colby's reading my mind. Deadpool for girls. Well said.
Deadpool for girls. All right, we will hit the next one here. Wonder Woman 84. Lo, what you think of this mess, man? Oh, man. Oh, man.
I've left the building.
No, Lo,
I had to leave the
building. He left the building, y'all.
Okay, guys. Are you guys ready for this? Hold on. Okay, let me take off my spectacles really quick. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I would have walked out of the theater if I was in the theater, but I was at home. And I wanted to press stop, but I paid to freaking watch it. So, Patty, I don't understand what went wrong here, man. I really liked your first film. I like the 80s aesthetic. I thought Kristen Wiig might have had a chance as Cheetah, but this film was a disaster from beginning to end. I don't know why you installed that Christmas ending. I didn't like the Chris Pine is here, but not really like a ghost thing. It's just, I didn't understand what was happening. I think minus Themyscira again, there's almost no redeeming feature here. Cheetah looks weird, whether she's wearing the suit or CG suit. They fought for 5 minutes and we got the cool Wonder Woman suit and we saw that for 2 seconds. Like, I don't know what this film was trying to accomplish, but even that sequence where they're the military convoy and Wonder Woman's like flying around with her lasso, riding lightning or whatever, man. I don't know, man. This just did not work for me, guys. This just did not work for me. I would have walked out of the theater, but I was at home and I paid $20 to see this shit. I was so mad.
So
rant.
Wonder Woman 84 was like my first foray, really finally getting like digital screeners and stuff. Like me and Warner Brothers worked together a lot after that. And so it was kind of like a little bit of adrenaline rush. I went and I watched Wonder Woman 84 through a screener. And on the first watch, I didn't hate it. I wouldn't say that I loved it by any means, but I was like, I thought it was enjoyable. I liked a lot about it. I made the mistake of watching it again. And also when I watched it again, I noticed a couple of things like the body thing. I was like, that guy's body, they're just using that guy's body and he has no say in this. So
it's so awkward.
Technically
It's
the R word.
so weird.
I just thought that was the weirdest thing. And then I just kept finding more and more problems. Didn't like Cheetah's look. I don't know why they didn't just keep her in the coat. Kristen Wiig, though, looked really good, I thought. But I didn't like the CGI Cheetah mess. That was a mess at the end. Pedro's villain didn't get nearly enough screen time to be doing all that riffraff at the end. That's for sure.
I forgot Pedro was in the movie, bro. He couldn't even save it. Like, I love Pedro. He couldn't even save it. Like, oh,
right. Pedro's great, by the way. Just that villain was terribly written. Horrible screenplay. Why is Steve even back? The whole thing about Wonder Woman is to be empowering female hero, the face of DC, man. She's the big part of the big three. So you mean to tell me Wonder Woman needed her love interest to come back? I thought that was like very...
It's backpedaling
against the character. Yeah, it was
and
very
also I feel it. If girls didn't like that, I totally feel that. Like, does she need a man?
100%. Does she need him to come back from the dead like this? And if he did, why not just have him come back? What's up with the possession stuff? That it just
right. And also, it really wastes his sacrifice because even though it was totally Captain America, it was a good sacrifice. Just let it be.
Let it be.
Leave it.
Don't bring him back. What the heck? But I did really, man, it opened up so cool in the shopping mall when she's stopping those guys. That was awesome. I was like, okay, we're in for it. Like, I remember watching that first, probably 5-10 minutes, 15-ish minutes, the first action sequence. I was like, dude, we're here for it, man. Wonder Woman's kicking ass. Like, this is cool. They're in the 80s. Like, there's this throwback retro vibe. There's the malls. And, man, we're really in for it. And then we barely get anything 80s after that. I was like, oh, my God. Why even make it take place in the 80s?
It took a left turn after that. It just and then it went off a freaking cliff.
It literally just pulled off the cliff.
they just
that gal's bad line delivery was exposed and stuff.
Oh my God. That was her worst moment on screen. She was
that in the Kal-El. No, I'm like, oh man, they should have just cut that shit out the movie. Same with this one. Cut it out. Y'all know Gal sounds bad right there. Cut it out. Please, it's not even like funny and cute like Death on the Nile, the champagne line. But I'm like, dude, I don't know. This movie.
I don't even remember watching that movie. That movie's like a fever dream to me at this point. I didn't like Death on the Nile.
To fill the Nile. I was like, listen, I'll jump right up in that motherfucking Nile.
Oh my God. I forgot you stan Gal so hard.
So hard.
No, it's good. Hey, she is a beautiful woman.
It's the charisma, though. The charisma.
Yeah.
We're gonna
love her as Giselle. She's great and fast.
Great. We're gonna move to ZSJL, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I won't spend too much time here. I will say 4 hours is entirely too long, but this is absolutely the Justice League movie that we deserved. Huge in my opinion. Step up from the first. We get more Cyborg. We get more Flash. We get fleshed out characters and backstories. We get some great action sequences from Snyder. The Themyscirans were handled way better in this adaptation. So was Steppenwolf. Liked getting Darkseid. There's some blunders still in there, but thank goodness Superman doesn't have the digital mustache. This was just what we deserved. Honestly, this is what we deserved. Zack Snyder's Justice League, I'm giving a strong 8.5 out of 10.
I think the only knock on it is the fact that not only did we see Justice League first, it's like this. If this was the vision, I see the vision, and it sucks that he didn't even get a chance to completely do it the way he wanted. He had to kind of work with what he had a little bit. But all that being said, I loved what he did with Cyborg, and I agree with Ray Fisher. I mean, Ray Fisher kind of went off the rails a little bit, but I totally get it. He had a lot more to do in the movie than Justice League showed. I like the action sequences. Yeah, this is a good film. I'll give it an 8.5. It's unfortunate that Zack Snyder didn't get to complete his vision, but also he also put out BVS before this, so it's like he kind of dug his own grave a little bit. So, shouts out to I liked seeing the Green Lantern in this. Right? We had a lantern in this.
We did have that one little lantern, and we had Martian Manhunter.
I was gonna say that's the only thing I didn't like.
Oh,
that was weird to me.
Oh, were you thinking of? Yeah, you were thinking of Martian Manhunter, huh? Because we had that lantern in that little battle scene, that big war scene.
Yeah, and then I didn't like that man. And then didn't Manhunter like show up as Martha?
No, it was Ma Kent, I think. Right?
Well,
Ma Kent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Martha Kent.
Yeah, Martha. Yeah.
I just thought that was so weird. Like that was such an odd story choice. But other than that, though, I like the film for what it was. And then didn't they brought back Jared Leto, right?
Yeah, and I did like that look on him better.
Mine is half a point just for seeing his face, but
oh man,
this would have been a 9. Oh my god! The second he talked, I was like, "Oh hey, look, it's my least favorite Joker. He's back. Like, great. Like." But that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But yeah, I'm at a solid 8.5. I actually want to revisit. I haven't revisited since my first watch. So.
Yeah, because like that 4 hours is long. That's a long movie. We got a 10 out of 10 from Joe Son, 7 out of 10 from Andrew, 8 out of Mike, and 6.5 from Cody.
Right twice.
Woo!
He like complimented, but then he also gave it a little jab.
Right. I'm like, he said it's still broke. All right, we're gonna blaze through the Suicide Squad. 9.5 out of 10. Loved. My favorite DCEU movie, period. This was great, man. I liked Peacemaker. I liked Deadshot. Or I'm sorry. Right? All these dead people.
No, he's
what's his name, man?
Fuck.
Why can't I need to watch this again?
I need to rewatch it too. But yeah, no, Idris Elba's great.
Idris Elba's amazing. I mean, he was fantastic. I really enjoyed Harley Quinn in this role as well. I thought she was really Bloodsport.
Jesus,
man, we talking all these DC movies. Just I'm losing track. But Lo, go ahead, man. What you think?
Hey, yeah, really quick. I mean, I know we got a lot to get through, but I love this movie as well. I hate that nobody saw it. I love the title sequences being like a part of the environment, and James Gunn was having fun, and and I felt that. I loved it. I loved killing that first team like on the spot. It was hilarious. Yeah, man, Polka Dot Man, Ratcatcher. Like I loved everything about this movie, man. And of course, John Cena was great. This is like the first time I really, really got into a John Cena role. So
same. This was like my first time. I was like, yes, like
he started to develop a little bit as an actor, and I liked it. Yeah, I love it. This is a solid 9.5 for me. It might overtake Aquaman if I watch it again. I haven't seen it since I saw it originally. So
yeah, honestly, it's so good on a rewatch. 9 out of 10, 9.5. 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Yeah, we're all in agreement that the Suicide Squad peak DC.
Hold up. I forgot my boy, King Shark.
Oh, so good.
Sylvester Stallone.
So good. Shark. So good.
Loved it.
So good.
Word.
We're going to move right into Peacemaker from there. Since that started a great TV series that I thought DC, man, they really hooked onto something good with this energy. I really loved how vulnerable it got. Like, I was like, dude, I did not expect it to go to the levels of vulnerability that it did. Cena's best role to date. I mean, well acted. he was this like just this goofy dude, and it worked, man. Like, and it just this was I honestly think the more I think about it, I'm like, this might be my favorite DCU project. I put it at like number 3 because I was like, oh, but I'm like, nah, I think if I had like TV show and movies, I think it would be my number 1 then. 10 out of 10 for me. What about
All
you?
right, so forgive me, you guys. I know I'm singing high praises for Suicide Squad, but when Peacemaker came out, I had a lot going on. I still haven't seen this show, guys.
Oh man, it's all good.
Yeah, one of my best friends drags me for it all the time. He's like, "How could you like superheroes and not watch this?" He was just giving me shit. Shouts out John Cena though, because I feel like he brought that energy to Dom's brother. I feel like that's the only reason why I like. Yeah, like Fast X is the only reason I like that movie is John Cena, and I won't talk about what else happens in that movie, but I will watch Peacemaker at some point. I'm sure I'll love it.
Dude, it's so good. Honestly, I think it's my best DCU project. Mike's out of 10. Peacemaker, 8 out of 10. 11 for Andrew.
Okay, Andrew.
8 out of 10 for G. Colby. Some of the jokes overstay their welcome, but man, does it get better. Black Adam. I'm just going to say it. What a mixed fucking bag. I'm 6 out of 10.
Yeah, no, it was unfortunate. I really liked God, what's his name? As Hawkman. He was an Invisible Man. Yes, I loved him as Hawkman. Loved his energy. Loved Pierce Brosnan. Man, they should have just made a JSA movie.
They should have, and take out old Noah whatever, and
they didn't need to be stuffed into this Dwayne Johnson film that was just trying way too hard. And honestly, I like Dwayne Johnson. He just was kind of bland in this. He was just very lumbering and didn't show much emotion. He was just, let me grimace some more. Let me look smoldering. Like,
man, it was like, I wanted that charisma. You know, I wanted that Dwayne Johnson magic. I mean, bring that to the role a little.
Yeah, this just wasn't it. But, you know, minus the JSA, there's not much saving graces here. I'll give this a 5, maybe a 4.
So there are a couple things I did like about Black Adam. I did really like the theme of superheroes and to what extent do they actually help people? Because I did like that thread of her saying they didn't have a hero in their city. They didn't have anyone to save them when there were catastrophes happening. Nobody showed up. I loved that. I was like, okay, if we can talk a little bit more about that and kind of take that angle with it, not just randomly have them become become their hero in the end like they did, but a much more compelling route to that. That was such a compelling story thread, and nobody addresses it after that. I was like, oh, okay, like this was so compelling. It's like, think about it. When does the superhero say, you know what, that's not my conflict? It presented this really interesting piece of morality that the DCU hadn't really explored yet. And I was like, all right, this is opening up something huge. And then they don't address it again. Black Adam. Yeah, I agree with you. I think he was a little flat. I also think there's some messy CGI going on with that Satan versus Black Adam thing at the end. That was weird. But I did like a lot of the action sequences. Really liked the JSA. I liked Aldous Hodge, and I really like him. And gosh, I'm just terrible at names.
Dr. Fate.
Yeah, Dr. Fate. I really like Dr. Fate and Hawkman a lot. Didn't like the other two that much. I was like, it seemed like they're in a different movie. I don't know, but anyway, I really enjoyed at least the battles until the Satan thing. But
hey, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this actually got me kind of hyped when I saw it on screen.
It got me so hyped, and then
that was cool.
Yeah, I was super hyped.
All for naught though.
Script was bad. Oh man, that script was horrid. 3.5 out of 10. His big ego project. I know, right? Like all that hype for this.
That's where he lost his fans, man. And shouts out Tyler. The hierarchy of the DCU did not change.
Nope, not at all. We got Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Law, what you giving it out of 10?
Dude, I actually like this more than most. Again, I'm not gonna
Okay.
run to rewatch this, but I'm at like a 6.5, maybe a 7, a little bit higher than the first film. Loved Helen Mirren, loved the Shazam family altogether. Taste the Rainbow was one of my favorite moments of the year. Loved it. Love that. Taste the Rainbow with the unicorns. That was cool. Yeah, I mean, look, Zachary Levi was actually really annoying in this. I didn't like his
Very
take on the
annoying.
character. But I didn't mind seeing Gal at the end. I'm surprised you hated it so much.
I hated it so much because it was just basically like, oh, let's just randomly snap together a solution. Like, ugh, dumb. Anyway, I'll be brief. I'm gonna say 5 out of 10, maybe like a 4.5 on a bad day. Pretty disappointing after the first one was so much fun. I just Zachary overstayed his welcome. The CG was a mess. You could feel and felt like I was seeing the harnesses. It was just a mess. It was a mess. And then we're gonna round things off. I don't think you've seen The Flash yet, and I completely understand.
I am boycotting this weekend, and I'm kind of glad it's burning.
It's burning up, and we're about to get to that soon, y'all. So I'm gonna be brief with The Flash.
We're not going there.
I do not condone anything the actor said or has done. 8.5 out of 10 for me. I actually really did like it a lot. But I will say I get the criticisms, and yeah, we will get into the main meat and potatoes of the show, guys. We got to get to the... All right.
All right, y'all. Time to round up the news here. All right, guys. So I might have a hot take for you guys in like 30 seconds, but hear me out. Oscar-winning filmmaker and former actress Sarah Polley is in talks to direct the live-action Bambi remake. Now, look, I hear you guys. The second this was announced, the internet was like, "Oh, Disney, make it stop! Oh, Disney's ruining everything." Look, this machine is not going to stop. They're going to remake damn near everything they can get their hands on. And look, I hear you, especially Leo. I hear you guys. I didn't like The Lion King 2019 either. But I think there's something that Sarah Polley can get out of this. And I think with the deer, look, Bambi wasn't singing, "I just can't wait to be king" with a dead face. The Bambi wasn't even singing. So I think this actually might work better for Bambi as a more darker, somber tale of having the emotionless deer face, because deers don't even have emotions on their faces. So I think this is going to be interesting. I'm tentatively curious at this point. And I really, really liked Women Talking, which is why I'm willing to give it a shot. Yeah, man. So how do you feel about this, Leo? I know you're kind of, Lion King put you off, but how do you feel about this?
Absolutely not. I just think, I don't know, man. It's got some music from Casey Musgraves, and I'm just like, all right, I don't know. What are we doing here, man? So Casey Musgraves.
Hey, Leo, you sound tired. I think that's what it is. You just sound like you're over the whole Disney machine right now.
Bambi. I don't know, man. I think I don't need it. I just say this. I don't need it. I really did like Women Talking a lot. I loved it. I will go as far as to say that I did love it. I'm sorry. This ain't it, man.
That's all good.
Just like Lilo and Stitch, man. I just,
oh my,
come on,
I'm not
bro.
ready for that one. I'm not ready for that one. I don't know what that's gonna be.
Like John Lee said, they're running out of ideas. Oh man, I have to watch them kill Bambi's mom in live action.
Andrew's not having it. Andrew's like, no. But look, I think her style will fit this story a lot better than people think. But at the same time, we're a long ways away from seeing a trailer or anything like that. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, we'll have to see, man.
And speaking of Disney, Let's keep it on that page because they dated a new Star Wars movie. It's a mysterious one, but if I had to put some money on it, I'm thinking this might be the Rey Skywalker film. Just throwing it out there. I think that's the one that might pique the most interest. But they also shifted the release dates for Deadpool 3, and in turn, it shifted the entire MCU slate, including Avengers, Kang Dynasty. Everything got shifted. Brave New World, that damn title, and also the Avatar sequels that James Cameron likes to take decades to work on. So, any lovers of Pandora, you guys aren't going back there for a while. So I think this is a good thing for the MCU. I'm excited for the new Star Wars mystery film, whatever this is. But at the same time, I think Disney's at a weird crossroads right now, especially I know you weren't hyped about that Bambi news, Leo. But how do you feel about where Disney is at right now, especially with all these delays?
All the studios and the delays that this is all because of the WGA writer strike. Y'all really need to give these writers fair treatment, fair pay. Give them what they're asking for. Please, let's put an end to this. That's why these delays are happening. The writers aren't there. And it's just like, all right, this is the implication of what this is doing. Can we please come back to the table? Please. Also, I know they moved up some stuff. It sounds like they're pretty faithful or confident in Deadpool working out. So we'll see. I just want more Mando from Andrew H. Listen, man, that Mando season 3, man, got way too destroyed because it was good to me. Hey, look, Mike spoke with Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld last week. Deadpool 3 is insanity. Ooh wee!
I am here for it.
Fun. That's gonna be fun. But yeah,
and especially with like Dopinder and everybody coming back, like
yeah, I'm with you with the Star Wars film. I think it is the Rey Skywalker.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's 100% possible. But yeah, come on, Disney with the WGA stuff. Come on,
right. And I was gonna say, has there been any resolution? Because I've been kind of out of the loop on the whole story.
Nope. If I'm not mistaken, no, there hasn't been any big negotiations. They need to get to it.
It is a damn shame. And Joe-san, he's talking about the Force Unleashed character, right?
Yeah. Cal Kestis?
Yeah, that would be cool. But
that's not Force Unleashed. Force Unleashed is at
oh, my fault.
Other dude.
That was the other game, right?
Yeah, the Fallen Order game.
Okay, my bad.
No, you're good.
I don't game enough, but I heard good things, and I liked the cutscenes that I saw. So that'd be kind of cool to see him. He kind of looks like somebody, doesn't he? The Cal character,
the dude who plays what's his face, and Adam Warlock and the
Will Poulter.
Yeah, Will Poulter. He looks exactly like him.
Dead ringer. That'd be cool,
dude. Gallon.
Yeah, my bad, Joe-san. I mixed up my games. I actually haven't played either, but they look cool.
Oh my god, Force Unleashed is fun.
Oof. Yeah, so I don't want to linger on this too long, but I think kind of like what I was repeating what I said. I think Disney's kind of at a crossroads. With Pixar, with Star Wars, with the live action crap they're giving us. Like, I don't think they know what they're doing. And I think what's his name, Andrew said Disney cash grab or something like that. That's kind of what it feels like. They're just trying to figure out what makes money, and it doesn't feel like they're putting their heart into it. I want to see more passionate original content, but at the same time, Leo, you did mention that it seems like they're putting all their eggs in the Wish basket. And after I saw Elemental, the trailer for that has me a lot more intrigued than the first time I watched it, because I saw it in the theaters and I saw it with a 3D look to it as well when I watched forgot what I saw, but Wish has some potential. So I think Disney needs more of that, not less. So
100%.
Moving right along though. Oh man, I was so hyped when this dropped, you guys. Netflix finally revealed the first look at the live action Avatar The Last Airbender series at TUDUM, their live stream event in Brazil, which we will talk more about later. But let's just stick to what we got. And I actually separate each character because I want to break it down. Let's start with Katara. I love that this cast is a lot more ethnic. No offense to the actors from the M. Night Shyamalan film, but you know, there was some interesting casting choices to say the least without getting super controversial about it. But I like the look. I like the costume design. The water stitching looks a little bit on the cheaper side. Same thing with some of the other characters we see. But as far as her, I think she looks great. And I think, you know, I don't know how good of an actress she is yet, but I think looks wise, she looks good. Well, how about you, Leo?
Fantastic. Honestly, I think all these suits look so good, man. Like I'm so happy for it. So to me, it kind of looks more like quilted, maybe like a kind of different material. I see what you're saying, but I kind of think it's kind of like this kind of quilted look. I like it a lot, man.
Also, my only thing too is like it does pop a little too much. It's like that thing looks like she bought it at a store. But
again, it feels kind of like some kind of maybe like some kind of, I don't know what material I'm looking for, but it looks like some kind of material that would be used in like an Eskimo tribe. So yeah. I really like it a lot. I think she looks so much like Katara here, man.
Yes, I think looks wise, she looks great. And let's move over to Sokka and Zuko. Again, like I like seeing the diversity here. The helmet isn't too much different from the Shyamalan helmet, which I didn't hate, but I like the look on Sokka's armor. I think that looks
so good, dude.
Yeah, I think that looks a lot more rugged and a lot more like worn in. Like it looks like Katara just bought her coat at Macy's yesterday, but Sokka looks like he's been working. Like Sokka looks like he's been working in the you know, and looking for fish or whatever he does, you know, with his stupid boomerang.
The boomerang, dude, it made it. Boomerang made it.
Yeah, no, look at that. He's got it on the hip there, and then you know Zuko's suit looks cool. His looks a little bit more worn. I love the scar. The scar looks great.
Scar looks so good, dude.
And last but not least, our boy. Woo! Hey, I don't got too many complaints on this one, man. He looks good. Like that's on. That's on. So
that's our boy Aang right there, baby.
Aang, Jesus. I was doing the Shyamalan version.
Aang might get him.
I know. The second I said it, I was like, damn it.
But yeah, they all look incredible. I mean, the Sokka one, I thought was the best look, honestly. That was so cool. Tribal warrior armor look. Love the boomerang. I said this on the stream. I was like, I hope he's not doing like the too serious thing, but Mike brought up a good point that he was kind of like he was the father of the tribe at that time. So he kind of is going to start off a little bit serious, but get goofier. And then when I heard him speak at TUDUM, I was like, okay, he kind of does have that kind of like goofy edge to him that like, I feel like could come out. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like that could be exposed as the series progresses, especially, but he's got the look. The armor looks awesome. Zuko looks great. I want to see how the top knot looks, but I definitely am super hyped at how Zuko looks. Katara looks great. Aang. So I will say the arrow looks a little like a pinch off, but everything else is perfect. Everything else is perfection.
Hell yes, man. And I'm sorry that you had to sit through TUDUM to get to this. We're gonna touch on that towards the end of the roundup here. But hey, as a fan, I think my biggest thing is, do you guys remember the first teaser for the Shyamalan film? That teaser was amazing. So I don't want to get too excited. That's all I'm saying, y'all. But that teaser for the Shyamalan film was so cool with the ships, and then he's just bending, like knocking the candles out, and what could have been?
What could have been?
But at any rate, we'll see. It looks good from where, you know, just from first looks go. So,
there is no Aang and Ba Sing Se.
I don't know why I said it, Mike. The second I said it, I was like, did I just say it the wrong way?
Oh, Tyler said it looks like they drew that arrow on his head with a blue Sharpie.
The color, it's like, it doesn't look natural, but you know what? I mean, everything else looks fine. I'm not gonna judge it until I actually see him
Yeah, we
walking
gotta
and
see.
talking. So,
Yeah.
all right, y'all. This was the big news of the week. The Flash opened far below expectations with a very mild 55 million opening. Still number one, but also I feel like all of these films are just cannibalizing each other. We'll get into that in just a second. Elemental also underperformed vastly, and we talked about this before the start of the show, Leo. Like, it just seems like this month especially is overcrowded. It's just giving audiences too many options to where no one film is dominant because there's so many things to see, and each film is taking a chunk of each other's pie. They're just eating at each other's box office. But for me, I'm actually surprised. I thought the Michael Keaton nostalgia stuff would carry this a lot more than it did. I know you enjoyed the film, Leo. Are you surprised by the box office?
No, not quite. And I will 100% admit I wasn't really cheering for it to do super well at the box office. I was kind of like, well, that's what happens when you guys refuse to address, when you guys keep on pushing this weird messaging, talking about people are going to forget stuff. This is what happens. And you know what? Guess what? No, people were really actively not going to this. And not only that, you had Elemental, you had Blackening come out on
That
the
was me.
same day.
I
You had
chose
Past
not to
Lives.
see it.
Yeah. And what else? Past Lives. We're still on the toes of Spider-Verse here. Like, I
Transformers.
mean, Transformers. There's so much stuff to watch that, like, yeah, it doesn't surprise me, but I find it to be quite hilarious that all this best movie of all time, best CBM of all time. I was like, hold on, bro. Best movie, best of all time. I was like, nah, we gonna have to change that narrative.
And you actually nailed it on the head earlier. They damaged their brand. I think it's showing. I think, like, just go down the list, right? Like Black Adam, Shazam, and now this. It's just
The
showing. I think,
Suicide Squad as well.
yeah,
Unfortunately,
they lost their audience. So I
I'm
mean,
trying to think. I was like, the last one that made any money was Shazam, and that barely made anything. Aquaman made $1 billion, and that was like their last big earner, because it was like, I think Shazam made what, 400 or 500. Maybe I'm quoting a little too high. I'm actually gonna just look it up briefly, but I know
hey,
Shazam didn't make much.
John makes a good point here.
367 million.
So John's is like, they have to be worried about Blue Beetle and Aquaman now, and I feel so bad for Blue Beetle because it might get hit because of the what do you call it? Guilty by association kind of thing, So
yeah, I mean, it's just DC. People are starting to really associate them with bad movies, and Mike brings up a point here. The worst thing that happened, can't trust James Gunn after this, because James Gunn was one of the people calling it one of the best CBMs of all time. And it was like, what? James Gunn? You're calling it one of the best CBMs of all time, Gunn, who is behind some of the best CBMs of all time. Super weird. Super, like, I think it's just kind of one of those, like, oh, the suits had to make us. I think that's what it is, but still, like, they pushed so hard for this. They spent so much on marketing. Like, I want to see if I can find the exact figure, because I saw a post. Let's see, $31.3 million on TV spots. That's more than Guardians of the Galaxy, Elemental, Transformers, and 3 times more than what Sony spent on Spider-Verse. And all that for $55 million.
And don't forget the big Super Bowl spot, right?
Yep, they did that. So that's probably some kind of separate. I'm sure that's probably included in that 31.3. But
I mean, like, no, like, that's a big deal, though. I mean, the Super Bowl spots are not cheap. So
not at all. So, and then poor Elemental. I liked it. I thought it was so cute.
Yeah, I was gonna
Pixar
say
did
it was
damage.
way better than I was gonna give it credit for. It genuinely made me smile on more than
Same.
one occasion.
Same.
I love the immigrant story as well, the immigrant narrative. We've talked about this like ad nauseum at this point, but Disney, what the hell? Like, why put Elemental in this month? Like, give it its
Such a
own
bad idea.
like give it its own release time and let Pixar shine again, man. Because I thought Elemental was a lot better than it deserves because it's not making money. So
And honestly, Lo, like there's not enough trailers, but here's where they messed up. They should not have returned to theaters with Lightyear. Because Lightyear was like one that honestly, even if you see the Rotten Tomato scores, the audience and the critic aren't even that low, but nobody went crazy over it and it did terrible in the box office. They should have really somehow gotten Soul in theaters. I understand that was pre-pandemic, but it's like, do a re-release something. Soul, Luca, and Turning Red all missing theaters was a huge damaging move to the brand of Pixar. Very damaging.
And also, it's like, I think it gave people the option, like, oh, why spend money in the theaters? Like, I feel like that's
when
part
I could
of
just
it.
wait.
Like,
yeah. When I could just wait.
See?
And
Mike said it right there.
Think about Encanto. Think about how successful that was on Disney Plus. Nobody saw it in theaters. Barely anybody saw it. See, Joe San thought Lightyear was all right. I had fun with Lightyear. I didn't hate Lightyear, but I just thought, just like you, it was okay. It was fun.
But really quick, this made me crack up because you're talking about how the Flash spent like 30 million whatever on advertising, but only $10 of the budget went to the VFX, according to Tyler.
Truly, bro. Truly. And we both saw it. We both saw the CinemaCon cut, and nobody told us that the graphics were not done. We thought we both assumed that. I think everybody watching that cut assumed the VFX just aren't done. And yeah, no, they were. But yeah, man, it's disappointing for Elemental. Flash had it coming. Karma.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised, but at the same time, like, I think this is really what DC has reaped. You know, they're reaping what they sowed, and they got a bad crop.
And great comment here from John Lee. Flash got a B cinema score. Yep, very bad for a comic book movie. Very bad. To put it in perspective, Dark World has an A-. Seriously, I mean,
that's not what
B,
you want.
and then most of the DCEU is like B pluses, and like they don't have that many A's. They got like 2 A's. I think they have 1 A, 2 A minuses, a bunch of B pluses, tons of B pluses, and then like this is a B. Guess what? It was a B plus. Black Adam, Shazam: Fury of the Gods, B pluses. Yikes.
And then Mike actually brings up a good point. I mean, we're 9 years in with diminishing returns almost every single time. So yeah, I guess maybe this isn't surprising, but I always felt like at some point we would turn the corner because I mean, look at Aquaman. Maybe that's the outlier.
Yeah, that's the one real outlier because your Trinity movie didn't make $1 billion. That's a fail.
Right.
I know I made 800 million, but that's a fail.
Yeah.
So, yep. Oh, Fast X B plus.
You know what's funny is what's opening this week? Is Indiana Jones this week?
Nah, Indiana Jones is next week.
Okay, and then we also got Mission Impossible next week or end of the month?
I think that's when is
that's July, Impossible? Right? Is that July?
I think that's July, bro. 7 is July 12th.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're ending the month with Indiana Jones. This week I know Nimona is dropping on Netflix. And then I think there's something else coming out this week. The Jennifer Lawrence movie.
No Hard Feelings. Well, I mean,
that's dropping this week.
I mean, look,
that's not going to dethrone anything.
So. Right. It probably won't dethrone the Flash, but look, if the Flash doesn't maintain #1 this weekend, oh well.
I don't really think it could get knocked off. I mean, maybe people like Elemental more. Elemental has an A-.
Right.
So I don't know. Maybe Elemental takes a spot. That would be funny, dude.
Yeah. Ooh, no, I was gonna say, like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Flash isn't at #1. Like, it would make me laugh, but also I wouldn't be surprised. So just the way it's trending. So oh my god, Mike, I would love this. Get Spidey back at #1 for one more weekend.
Awesome, man.
But we'll see. And I am gonna watch The Flash at some point this week, but I didn't want to go opening weekend, guys. So that's all I'll say about that. Hey, Colby. I actually saw The Blackening on Wednesday. Man, it was hilarious. It was hilarious. That's all I'll say. I have minor gripes with the formatting of the film and the way it's shot, but the humor is great. The script is really, really witty, and it took some turns in a manner that I enjoyed. So, you guys, hopefully, Leo, when you get a chance to see it, we'll talk about it more. So, but yeah,
yep. Past lives. Oh, Asteroid City.
Yes, I knew something was hyped this week. I was trying to remember what it was. Okay, I will be seated for Asteroid City. All right, y'all. Let's move it right along. So I wanted to talk to you about this because I wasn't sure exactly. Can you explain to me like what this was? Were they supposed to release these different endings, or they just didn't know what they wanted to do?
So they had 3 different ideas for different endings. Let me see if I can real quick pull it up. But okay, so here's the 3. This is according to the Hollywood Reporter. They had 3 different endings apparently. One, and it was under different Warner Brothers regimes. So every regime wanted a different ending. The original was supposed to end with Michael Keaton's Batman and Sasha Calle's Supergirl. So I'm assuming they were supposed to like make it out of the mess. I don't know, but it was supposed to end with those 2. The second ending was supposed to end with Henry Cavill's Superman, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Keaton's Batman, and Calle's Supergirl. Weird. I don't know. I guess it kind of makes sense because it would be like, okay, in that. Ooh, let me stop.
I was gonna say, like, if we're gonna go into spoilers, maybe we'll save it.
Yeah, pump the brakes. And then number 3 is the current ending, and it was none of those 2.
Okay.
So it's just every regime had a different ending, and it's like they ended up to me choosing the worst ending of the 3.
All right, for sure, man. I'm sure I'll see it and then I could decide for myself. But that, man, everything about the Flash is so, it's either maddening or bizarre or just flat out like what is happening. Like this is the whole film's a mess. Like,
see, and Tyler agrees. Somehow number 3 is what they consider the best option. I'm like, that was the worst. This ending was hilarious though.
I'll find out. Man. I'm gonna do a discount Tuesday or something. I ain't shelling out my weekend time for this movie.
I get it. I get it, bro.
All right, and let's close this out. Man, Leo, I tried to hang with you, bro. I was doing chores in the beginning, and then the stream cut out, and I was like, but I came back and I was doing my chores. I finished my chores, bro. I had to go. I took my son to the park. I was like, yo, I don't know about this damn event, man, and I'm sorry you had to sit through it. So please enlighten us with how exciting this event was.
Well, thank goodness my boy Novice for Mike in the comments.
They all
Christian,
joined you, right?
Yep. Isaac from Amateur Otaku and Chad Raptor all joined. Thank goodness, because I was nodding off. It was so, the problem with TUDUM is that Netflix has so much original content that there's so many fandoms. Like there's so many like this Never Have I Ever stuff and all these reality TV shows they have. All this, it was just too much. And what was horrible was the formatting. They kept on saying coming up next, and it was like One Piece, Avatar, all this stuff. And it's like, okay, sweet. And it would then be like Never Have I Ever. And it's like, okay, come on, man. Like the fact that they kept on being like, coming up next, we got Cobra Kai. We got like, okay, Cobra Kai. And then it was like Love is Blind or something. It's like, what are we doing, bro? They opened up with Bridgerton.
Some of the presenters looked like they didn't know what was going on. Like they looked
it felt like
stage.
This deer in headlights type of presentation. It just kind of felt. I was like, okay, when Hemsworth was up on stage at the beginning and he was like hype and stuff, I was like, okay, he's getting the people hype and stuff. And then they had the other hosts. And they're stars of the own shows. I think they're all from Never Have I Ever or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they all came to stage and it was like kind of awkward with them. I was like, I don't know if I like them as MCs of the whole thing. I was like, maybe get the Stranger Kids guys, but they're probably too busy. But anyway, I was like, listen, I I really love them. And then they had that weird Archie show. Did y'all see that? That Archie?
I saw that. Hey, you
That
were
was-
on the stream. You were like dancing and shit.
Because I was trying to stay awake. I was chuckling. I was like, I gotta just do something real quick.
Wait, so
But
hold on. Does this have any relation to Riverdale, or they're
Yeah,
just
I think
using the
so.
Archie brand?
I have no idea. I'll be honest. I muted it because I was like, it's gonna block my stream. And One Piece did, not Archie. But anyway, yeah, it was a mess. Honestly, they picked the right person to close with though, because Gal Gadot, Heart of Stone, that ending, people were going nuts for Gal. So
Well,
they
I was gonna
did
say, I
it with
think
the right movie.
I don't know what it was. I think Brazil loves her, right? Doesn't she have a connection with Brazil somehow?
Man, she went to one of the Brazil. She's been to like 2 Comic Cons, and one of it was that Brazil
Yeah.
XP. And man, they love her, bro.
Yeah.
We love her here too, but man, they were showing some major love. So that Avatar, One Piece, all coming in the last like 30-ish minutes was like a weird move, I think, because a lot of people tuned in for that.
Yeah.
And I think I liked Geeked Week because it's typically like, oh, Stranger Things, Cobra Kai. Like, I like how niche that is. And I'm like, maybe they should just, I'm not going to watch TUDUM again. That was my last TUDUM. I'm done. Because they do this every year almost. They get all these shows, but they usually sprinkle in like, okay, you'll get like Never Have I Ever, Love is Blind. And then you'll get like Stranger Things. And then they'll do like, kind of some of these off-brand, like, oh, here's a new mobile game or whatever. By the way, they had a Queen's Gambit advertisement up, like a logo for like something Queen's Gambit. I was like, oh my god, are we get Queen's Gambit? Maybe season 2 or something. It was a mobile game, dog.
That's ridiculous. No, and that was my thing too. Is like the formatting of the show. Like, I get that you want to save the good stuff for the end, but you got to sprinkle some of that in the beginning to keep people entertained. Like. So it's so weird to just put it all at the end. Like, that's a very poor formatting for the show. It's like, you got to spread that out a little bit, so.
Yeah, man. John Lee saying split the TUDUM events up and do them like maybe quarterly. So they did 1 year like that. They did like one year. It was like, this time is like K-dramas. Like they released like a whole schedule. So I kind of wish they would go back to that format, but it was probably because it was in person. That they just were like live streaming the in-person event, which I'm sure if like we were there, it'd be hype, but like being at home is like, whatever. Yeah. Never have I ever, who cares?
How do you feel about this, Leo? We love Gal, but she's not singing John.
I don't want to talk about that. What's going on, Kino? Good to see you, bro. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, we don't want to talk about that.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I couldn't help it.
Yeah, I really think TUDUM, they're gonna need to somehow reformat that, bro. Like there's gotta be some kind of overhaul with the way that that's run. I think that it's exactly like John Lee said. Maybe they could do like different stages, and it could be like, okay, like at this stage, there's the Never Have I Ever. There's like a main stage, and it's none of that Love is Blind crap. It's none of all that. Let that be on a separate stage or something, and it could be a whole separate stream. Like there are events that do this all the time, where there are multiple stages, and they could just have different streams. The main one needs to be the Stranger Things, the Cobra Kai's. Maybe Never Have I Ever. I know that that's got a big fan base. Bridgerton, that's fair, but like the Love is Blind stuff and all that, put that somewhere else, man. The Archie and all that crap, put that somewhere else, man. And then have the main stage be like the main big Netflix franchises, Heart of Stone, all the Foo Bar, all that. Put that all in the main stage.
I don't know if I'm going to watch it, but I was happy to see Benedict Wong in a 3-body, whatever it was.
3-body problem? Yeah, I'm not watching that.
Yeah, I was say I'm probably not going to watch it, but nice to see Benedict Wong doing something.
Creators of Game of Thrones, you lost me. Lost. But let's get to our next segment, guys. We got to get this started up, y'all. It's time for... But let's talk some Elemental, bro. Like, we got to talk about Elemental because
that never gets
I
old.
think right that little jam is dope. But I think we had a similar feeling because I was like, I was hoping it was good. I didn't know if it was gonna be, but I came out pleasantly delighted. I actually really liked Elemental, man. What'd you think?
No, absolutely. I was very pleasantly surprised. I was surprised how engaged I was with Elemental. There were, like I said earlier, genuinely, I put some huge smile on my face as some of the set pieces they created. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, like, just there were some really cool things of how with the fire chick Amber traveling through water that stole my heart, and I love the family relationships, like the dynamics on both sides. Like the fire family's funny, but the water family had me cracking up. And it's just funny because that's such a thing. Like, I mean, I've never seen a family that sensitive before, but I kind of get what they were going for. It's just it really made it made it fun. It made you like that family more. I liked Wade a lot more, understanding that like where he came from, just this very open feelings kind of family. In touch with their
very
feelings,
expressive.
I should say.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not gonna lie, that bit had me going, even like going all the way to the end. I love that they kept bringing it back. And visually, the world building of the Elemental City was really cool.
Really cool.
I mean, I kind of wanted to see more of the Earth folk. We got like just jokes with the tree folk. We didn't really get much of them, and then we did have a really prominent wind character, but I get it. I know they wanted to focus on Ember and Wade, but
we had Gale. She just wasn't in the movie enough.
No, exactly. No, I loved her. I needed more of her. And then the tree, we didn't have any of the tree folk. It was just like they were just used for jokes and like visual gags and stuff like that. But overall, I liked the journey and I liked the relationship between Amber and her father. And this should have been a win for Pixar. I'm actually really, that's what makes me mad, is that this film is just not going to get the eyeballs and the love that it really deserves. I think it's a better movie than the love it's getting right now. So
yeah, I 100% agree. It was very enjoyable. I loved how every element had like a different organic movement. Like the fire people had their own style, and the water people had this like very fluid motion to them, and the air people, like the way they looked was stunning. Like this is some of Pixar's best animation in a while. Like the way that the animation cells moved were just so fluid and so believable and so colorful as well. I really liked them. I agree with you. I think a big problem is there are no charming side characters, unfortunately. It pretty much is Ember and Wade. I do like Wade's family. I do like Ember's family as well. And there are stories revolving around them, but there's no air people really. Gale doesn't really, she's not in the movie enough. And then also the little tree guy is barely in the film too. So I think Tyler said he liked it more was Zootopia. It has the same basic premise as Zootopia, but I liked it. I thought it was fun. It had some very emotional moments. I really did like the immigrant story. I saw that there was like some criticism on that coming out of Cannes, and I thought it was done well. I liked it. I thought it served the movie very well and Ember's character very well too. It started off a little rough for me, but it really picked up and hit the ground running when the two of them met. Like when the two of them met, I was like, okay, I'm in it. Like I'm really liking the two of them together. So I really like it, man. I think the romance is believable. The two voice actors are great, man.
Great chemistry between those two. Really good chemistry.
So I really liked it, man. Elemental. I had a blast. I said 8 out of 10 for me. I liked it.
Yeah, and there's some pleasant surprises visually too, where Ember is like molding glass and stuff like that. That was so cool. Like I loved seeing stuff like that. It was really creative on that at that point. So
yeah, absolutely. And briefly, I guess I'll just touch on The Flash. I really liked it. But the visuals are horrible. Absolutely horrible. But we'll save that one for maybe after you see it, or we'll just save that one for a little bit later. But Low, shoot, man, it's been a good show, baby. It's been a great show, hadn't it? Let the people know, man, where they can find you and what's coming up over on your end, man. What you got?
All right, y'all. As always, you can follow me on Twitter or Letterboxd at Marcellus Durden. I'm a proud reviewer, critic, editor, writer, all things for the Cinema Spot. Check us out at thecinemasPot.com. Right now, me and a few other critics are covering the Tribeca New York Film Festival.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't be in New York, but we did get the at-home screeners. I've been having a blast. It just sucks because I work 2 jobs. I have a day job and a night job, and I haven't watched as many films as I've wanted to, but the films I've seen were pretty awesome. Shouts out Chasing Amy, a documentary about the effects Chasing Amy had on someone that was trying to find themselves, with their gender, sexuality, and all kinds of stuff. And it's very, very eye-opening, especially for people that are allies and people in the community. I thought it was a very well-told story. I also saw Deep Sea, which was a Chinese animated film that just visually was just scrumptious. It was just bonkers. Very much has a
Ooh.
Studio Ghibli vein. Doesn't quite hit the story as home as well as Studio Ghibli does, but visually, it's just amazing what they did with their animation style. Really, really cool film. I'm not sure if Deep Sea will get any more wide release, but it's a really cool film that if you guys get a chance to check that out. Also, I just recently watched Smoking Tigers, which is a story about a Korean American immigrant. Not immigrant, sorry, Korean American growing up in America. Really cool story that I connected with as well, being second generation in my family. So there's a lot of cool stuff that I'm checking out on Tribeca. I'm actually going to put them all together in one piece. Keep an eye out for it on thecinemasPot.com and all socials at thecinemasPot.
All right. Right on, man. You've seen some good films lately, it sounds like. Studio Ghibli nearly?
Yeah,
Okay.
man. Hey, Deep Sea.
Excellent.
It was my jaw dropped with some of the animation stuff they did, man. It was just gnarly, man.
That's crazy, bro. Well, guys, be sure to follow his coverage along. We definitely wanted to wish you a happy Father's Day, man. Thank you so much, bro. Happy Father's Day, brother. Like, you definitely are a wonderful father, bro. We talked, and I see how great of an example you're setting for your son, man. So happy Father's Day, bro. Much love from me to you, man. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. That means a lot, man. Honestly, these days go by sometimes, and I'm just like, whatever. If people like show love, cool. But the fact that you did, man, it warms my heart, bro. For real.
Always, bro. Always, bro. I really appreciate you. Always. And guys, coming up on Geekly Goods, y'all, we've got Black Mirror Season 6, Episode 2, baby. That reaction is cooking. It is in the oven right now, baking, and it's probably going to be out either tomorrow or the day right after. I also got another reaction for Extraction 2. Gonna just piece together that action extravagant scene of that 21-minute action-packed extravaganza. We didn't even get to that, but Extraction 2, really, really entertaining, better than the first one. And then also got Nimona coming up. We will have a review for that and a reaction dropping for that on Friday, guys. So if you're new, y'all know the drill. Hit that subscribe button. Come on back next week at the same time, same place, guys. We'll be here at 7 p.m. PT, 8 p.m. MT, 9 p.m. CT, and 10 p.m. ET, guys. Come on back next week, and we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.